If you are trying to choose between Regal Princess and Sky Princess for your next cruise, this is the video for you. I have sailed on both ships, on two very different itineraries. And in this video, I am going to compare them side by side so you can work out which one is genuinely the better fit for the way you like to cruise. We will look at cabins, dining, entertainment, pools and outdoor space, the medallion tech, atmosphere on board. I will also share some surprises, because the ship that looks best on paper is not always the one that actually feels best once you are on board. Let's start with the basics and how these two ships actually feel. Regal Princess is the older of the two. Inside, she is absolutely beautiful. The decor throughout is elegant, without feeling stuffy, with lots of marble, chandeliers, and warm tones. It really does feel like staying in a classic grand hotel at sea. Before my cruise, the exterior of Regal was starting to show some cosmetic wear, which you will not see in the glossy brochures. After my sailing, she went into an emergency dry dock in Rotterdam for essential engine repairs and routine maintenance. That work was very much focused on the technical side, including replacing an engine block, rather than doing a full interior refurbishment. The last big interior refresh was back in 2022, so inside she still has that slightly older, classic feel compared to the very newest ships. But she is still a lovely ship to be on. Sky Princess is the newer sister, and you really feel that in the cabins and some of the public spaces. Everything felt very fresh and very well maintained on my cruise. The Piazza still has that wow factor you expect from Princess, but the lighting and finishes feel slightly more modern. Sky was also designed with the medallion technology in mind from day one, so some of the layout and the way venues are positioned makes the tech feel a bit more natural and less retrofitted. I would give a slight edge to Sky because of how new and immaculate she felt. Next, how do the pools and outdoor space compare? Because that can make or break a sea day. On Regal Princess, the retreat pool is the standout. It is an adults-only area with a peaceful pool, hot tubs, and lounges, and it feels very resort-like. There is a nice balance of shade and sun, and it is tucked away enough to feel like a proper escape from the main pool deck. On Sky Princess, the retreat is also adults only, and it does give you a quieter spot, but it's much more tucked away and surprisingly shaded. It doesn't have that same relaxing spa-like atmosphere, and it simply doesn't compete with the retreat on Regal. Sky Princess does have a stronger aft setup, with the Wakeview pool and bar, and it's a gorgeous spot for sea days. The two rectangular pools on the main deck also give Sky a more modern, open feel. But even with those improvements, the weaker retreat area means the overall pool experience doesn't quite match Regal. So for pools and outdoor relaxation, Regal Princess, which may surprise some, wins overall. Both ships share that signature Princess Piazza layout, but the way the space is used is slightly different. On Regal Princess, the Piazza has that classic princess buzz with live music, events, and several bars wrapped around it. Crooners sits in the perfect spot overlooking the Piazza and gives the whole area a sociable, lively feel. Regal also has a small library, which really helped on days when the weather pushed everyone indoors. It's not big, but it's a proper quiet space to escape to. On Sky Princess, that same central space is taken up by Catch by Rudy. It's an interesting idea, but because it's open to the Piazza below, the smell of fish cooking drifted through at times, and many guests assumed it was just another bar. It doesn't quite have the atmosphere you'd expect from a specialty venue. Sky also doesn't have a dedicated library, although they did open the Cielo main dining room as a quiet reading room on sea days. It was thoughtful, but it still feels like a dining room rather than a cozy retreat. So this one is a mixed result. Regal wins on quiet space. Sky wins on style. Moving on to cabins, because that can make a huge difference to how your holiday feels. On Sky Princess, the cabins felt modern, clean, and very well maintained. I was traveling with family and sharing an accessible cabin, and Princess did an excellent job there. The automatic door, the wider layout, and the wet room were genuinely well designed. On Regal Princess, the standard cabins are a little older in style, but they are still comfortable. You still get the lovely princess bed, and the overall feel is classic rather than ultra-modern. However, Sky wins on cabins, due to the rooms being more modern. Dining is where Regal Princess and Sky Princess take very different approaches. On Regal, the main dining room was some of the best I've had at sea. The menus felt varied, the quality was high, and dishes like the French onion soup, the steak and lobster, and the orange soufflé really stood out. On Sky Princess, the main dining room was fine, but it didn't reach the same level. The menus felt a bit repetitive, and I did miss that steak and lobster night from Regal. There's been talk about menu changes across the fleet, but nothing confirmed. Where Sky Princess really pulls ahead is the buffet. The World Fresh Marketplace was the best buffet I've had on any ship. Great choice, great taste, and consistently strong at every meal. Regal's buffet is still very good, especially with the omelette station, waffles and pastry shop, but Sky feels more modern and polished. For specialty dining, both ships have Crown Grill and Sabatinis. On Sky, you also get Catch by Rudy. So overall, it really depends. Regal wins for main dining room dining, while Sky wins for buffet quality. And if dining is a big part of choosing your ship, I've already filmed full dining reviews for both Regal and Sky Princess. I'll link them in the description. Entertainment has definitely been stepped up on Princess in general. On Sky Princess, the production shows were excellent. Five Skies was a real standout, and Voice of the Ocean was great fun. The theatre was full every night, and people were arriving early to get seats. Around the ship, there was always something happening. Live music in the Piazza, Crown Grill Bar, and Take 5, silent discos, quizzes and bingo. We even had Halloween on board, and Princess went all out. On Regal Princess, the entertainment was also strong, with a good mix of production shows, illusionists, and live music, plus movies under the stars and quizzes. If you enjoy a busy daily program and big production shows, you'll be happy on either ship, but I'd give a slight edge to Sky Princess. So, which ship should you book? Choose Regal Princess if you prefer a classic princess feel, the far better retreat pool, and stronger main dining room dining. Choose Sky Princess if you want a newer ship with a brilliant buffet, the amazing Wakeview pool, livelier entertainment, and excellent service. But here's my biggest tip. Choose your itinerary first. The same ship feels totally different on a British Isles cruise compared to a Mediterranean adventure. Pick the ports and sea days you want, then choose the ship that fits. For me, if both were the same price and itinerary, I'd edge towards Sky Princess, but I'd happily sail on Regal again also. Now you have decided between Regal and Sky. The next thing you need to know is whether Princess Plus or Princess Premier is actually worth it. I've broken down exactly what you get and how to avoid overpaying. Click on screen now. It will save you money on your next Princess cruise.